It's for the blog, Ambulante blog.
Oh, is it? Okay, right. So do you want to introduce?
Okay, yeah. Okay, so Struggle and Jerash, well, I talk to you.
Yeah.
So Struggle and Jerash, the project, really grew from, we're artists working on a project called Open Music Archive, and this is an online archive of music that has fallen out of copyright. Okay, so things that we all own together. And we were interested in we were invited to go to Amman in Jordan to look at ways we could work with the public domain in Jordan. And we couldn't really find any music, so we started to look for film, and we couldn't really find any film because there's not really a kind of infrastructure of archives in the same way as there is in London or in Europe, the places that we've worked. And so we began to search, and we found this film from 1957, and it's an Arabic gangster film. It's kind of an unusual film made by a self-organised group of filmmakers.
And it's part gangster film, but also part documentary. So they tour around the country, and we were interested in talking to people we met while we were there in Jordan, and so we watched it with lots of different people and asked them to partly translate the film for us because we couldn't understand it because we don't speak Arabic, but also to comment on the film. And through this we created this kind of cut and paste audio commentary, a little like a director's commentary on DVD, a bonus feature, but with kind of cut and paste and lots of different people, artists, filmmakers, critics, curators, yeah, so this kind of cut and paste commentary was produced.
So the original film was made as a 35mm feature film, and the filmmakers that made it were looking to make a feature film from which they would make lots of money and have a huge fortune, and that didn't happen for these filmmakers, and they went back to their day jobs as mechanics, and they worked in lots of different jobs, projectionists in cinemas, and so they went back to their jobs, and the film was kind of lost and forgotten. But I think it wasn't necessarily valued because of because it wasn't a slick production, it wasn't really well made. But I think in time, you were talking about the relationship of time, I think in time we're revisiting that now.
Well, the film itself is very much, the film itself is interesting for us because the two main characters in the film tour around the country, and the borders of the country were very different in 1957 to how they are now, because the West Bank was part of Jordan between 1948 and 1967, so it kind of tells a lot about the kind of political and social history of Jordan. People commenting on the film really relate to that, so for us this kind of process of revisiting the archive film, looking at these different layers of time is what's one of the most important things in the film.
There are moments in the film where people travel to Jerusalem for a day out, from Amman, the city of Amman, over the bridge to Jerusalem and back, and they go to Jerusalem for lunch. And if you think about now making that journey, you would not be able to do it in a couple of hours. Even though the distance is very short, it would take you hours and hours and hours of negotiations with the border guards to get across, and you might even not make it. So I think that there were interesting parallels to see what was possible on a tourist trip in the past, on a leisure tourist trip in the past, and what could be such a struggle now just to actually get over that bridge, as it were. So there are parallels in that way.